could you please state your name and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Melvina Davis. I am married. I am the mother of 3 children. I work career-wise as an inside sales account specialist for a global chemicals manufacturer.
And what is your highest level of education?
College graduate of a bachelor's of business administration.
All right, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about crime, news, and media, and how that plays into your perception of crime and what goes on around us. Okay. So to start off, do you regularly watch or consume the news?
Yes, I am a regular watcher of MSNBC. I also consume news through my Google app.
Could you please specify what you mean when you say Google app?
My Google stream.
So like you get notifications and crime updates or just news updates in general?
Just news, yes. My Google feed.
And when you say you regularly watch it, what does that mean? Does that mean daily, every couple of days, weekly?
No, daily.
Daily?
Daily, yes.
In the morning and at night?
Throughout the day.
Okay. And are there any other ways that you consume your news besides, TV and like social media apps or just...
Primarily, I get my news from MSNBC. If someone else in the house is watching our local channels, I'm seated to take in news that way. And again, pretty much through my Yahoo and Google feed.
And do you believe the news that you consume to be objective, or do you think that there's an underlying agenda?
The channels I watch, I believe that they're reliable and is objective.
So you don't think there's any underlying agenda?
Not on the channels I watch, no, not MSNBC.
Okay. You're aware that there are 6 large media corporations that control most of the mainstream media that we consume?
I was not aware of that.
And does that change how you believe the news media to be objective?
It depends on who the 6 corporations would be.
They are Comcast, Walt Disney, AT&T, Paramount Global, Sony, and Fox.
And your question again was?
Do you believe the news media that you consume to be objective?
I do.
All right.
Now, in the 6 that you made mention, one I am leery of. So, of the 6 that you mentioned, one of them would be questionable because of the news that comes from their particular outlet.
And what type of news is that?
In my opinion, political lies and deceptions.
And which one of those 6 would you be referring to?
I would be referring to Fox.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to get into a little bit more specifically about crime. From your perspective, understanding, and interaction with media, what do you think is the most common type of crime that you think we're experiencing on a national level?
On a national level, my response would be gun violence.
What about on a local level, maybe?
Local, most of the news is about shooting and guns, so I would say gun violence locally as well.
And do you think those are the biggest issues that are facing our society in terms of crime?
In terms of what comes over the media outlet, I would say yes, that gun violence is advertised more and is more prevalent because that is the news that we're being fed.
And do you fact check what you see in the media?
Honestly, no.
Do you think you should?
I probably should. It would not hurt.
Okay. And if I told you that according to the Pew Research Center, the violent crime rate fell 49% between 1993 and 2022, what would you say to that? Does it feel that way to you?
No, it does not feel that way to me.
What does it feel like to you?
That crime is continuing to increase.
And how much of that do you think is contributed or can be attributed to what you see in the news?
A lot of it would be contributed to what we see in the news and the media, because bad news is what is sold. Bad news keeps us attentive.
And I know you said that you think gun violence is a big issue, but are there any other specific types of crime that you worry about more than others because you see them sensationalized in the media?
Retail theft, carjackings, robbery, theft.
And what actions do you take to prevent those things?
I just stay alert. If I'm going into the store, I'm pretty much focused on what my objective is for going into the store. I try to stay alert and traveling to and from my car. I also try to stay alert, lock my doors getting in, lock my doors when I jump out, pay attention to my surroundings as I'm traveling, to and from my home.
And do you think that the creation of social media / the invention of new technologies have changed the way that crime is being discussed?
I don't think it's changed how it's being discussed. I think that social media has made it more visible. It has made it more accessible, and it's a constant feed if we continue to plug into social media for our news, or even if it's not our news, different outlets. I think it's just more prevalent.
Sorry. Do you think that's healthy?
No, not tuning in 24/7. I do not think that's healthy, because as you continue to feed on the bad news, it creates fear, distrust of others, and it would be wonderful to get some more good news, because I believe that there's more good news that could be reported.
Thank you.
You're welcome.